So today's adventures brings us to Peak Cavern, where we're going to enter the Devil's Arse. So called, I believe, because of the fart noises that come out of it. Are you ready to enter the Devil's Arse, Manda?
Yes, sir.
What about you, Zorro? He's well keen.
Entrance in the whole of the British Isles. You can see it is a huge opening, and this has been inhabited by rogues, villains, thieves, and what they used to do was rob people in Castleton on the Sheffield to Manchester pack horse route, and what they used to do was run into the bottom of the cave, all the way down to the bottom, and they would hide their goods. They made stories up of ghosts and devils. And the reason they did that was to stop the locals from coming into the cave and discovering them down in the back. And so that's where all this devilness comes from. Okay? And after the thieves all left, the rope makers moved in. Back in the 1600s, Castleton was home to 250 lead mines, employing 2,000 lead miners. When you're a lead miner and you're working in a dark cave, you need rope and you need candles.
10 people in this little house. Mad, isn't it? Cozy. 10 rope makers used to live in this house. I mean, literally used to sleep on top of each other, no doubt.
Rope. As I say, 330 feet from there to there, 60 strands would be on each of these rungs. I just put 6 out here. And the ropes that they made were capable of pulling nearly a ton of rock out of the cave. Okay, so I've made these 6 lines. Now then, to make a rope, it needs 2 people. You have one person at this end and one person at that end. Bagsy this end.
Go on, Tom.
Who would like to make a rope? You're too small.
Go on.
Who would like to make a rope? You're too small.
Go on, Baz.
Laura's going.
Thank you very much. Oh. Now then, I'll disinfect that because it's full of germs.
Yeah. She might infect the machine.
It was 180 years ago. We were really surprised that handle was green. It's never been to clean in its entire life. What's your name? Laura, what I will ask you to do is turn this handle anti-clockwise for me. Okay? And we're going to make those wheels move. When the wheels start moving, I'll say stop. Do not let go of that handle. Excellent. On your mark, get set, go, Laura, please. So, as Laura turns the handle, the rope gets stronger and stronger. The 6 lines will twist into 3 lines. And these wheels will start delivering then. Just pause there.
Stop, don't let go.
Catch your breath, don't let go of that handle. Now then, this thing on the here is called the top, and it separates the 3 lines. And on the back is a thing called a looper. It's a hook and an eye. And basically what it's going to do is it's going to spin behind the rope over the handle again. Okay. In your own time, off we go. Stop! So, keep on to that handle. Otherwise you're doing it all again. You've not done this before, have you? I can tell because it's fucking ropey. Not the first time I've used that. Well, we're going to put the ends together and make it look like a rope. Okay. You're right. No, the gym subs, yeah, what's it is? Okay, so we've got something that looks like a rope. It's a bit furry and it's a bit floppy, okay? Now for a lead mine it has to be a really strong rope. So what they did was put counter tension onto this rope to make it stronger. And basically what they do is they pull back on the rope, smooth all the air gaps out the rope and it becomes really tight. And we turn the handle the opposite way that we've just turned it, and that puts counter tension onto it. The quicker you turn that handle clockwise this time, the more my hands are going to burn. I'll just remind you that I'm your guide. I'm taking you to see the devil half a mile down there. If you want to come back, do it gently. On your marks, get set, go! Keep going, keep going. You see the difference in the rope? Bring that hand stronger. Okay, you can stop, you can let go, you can give her a round of applause, you can as the water slowly sinks away here, it goes back into that hole. And as it goes into that hole, the cave air behind comes out through the water. And the only way I can describe it is a rich, flatulent sound. Basically, the cave farts. And it farts so loud that if it was your own, you'd be very proud of it. And it will fart for at least 4 hours. And because of the cave entrance, it's so huge, when it's windy, you can actually hear the cave farting in Castleton. I kid you not. And we normally flood probably about 4 or 5 times a year. Normally between April and between October and April is when we do the old trumping. So that's what gives the name the Devil's Arse.
So this bit is the actual Devil's Arse. This bit, this hole in the rock here. That's cool.
Now I did say that all of this is completely natural apart from this one bit of passage here. And this was mined especially for Queen Victoria when she visited in 1880. Queen Victoria was 4'11", but she was also 4'11" wide. So there's no way she was going in that boat. And she came for a choral concert in the Great Cave. So they mined this passage and it's called Queen Victoria's Passage. Okay, so follow me and we're going to go into the Great Cave.
This is how the rope makers used to get clean. Natural shower.
I paid a handsome fee to buy the shotgun from this
The
cave.
BBC film Chronicles of Narnia in here. It's pretty cool.
He said, I'm curious to know
I actually fancy going on that slide.
So they cleverly took the money off him and they buy the shotgun.
Can you hear the water?
Yeah.
Went off to
So
buy
you
the
can hear it,
shotgun.
you're alright, if you can't, you can't get out.
Are you enjoying the Devil's Arse?
Yeah.
Are you enjoying the Devil's Arse, Grandma?
I really enjoyed that.
You alright?
Yeah. Nearly there yet?
Nearly there. Low headroom. This is a film artifact from Clash of the Satans. What do you think, Zach?
It looks scary.
Pretty cool. Whilst in the vicinity, we've decided to do Speedwell as well. Underwater, under cave boat trip. 106 wet, slippy steps down to the. No, I'm getting dripped on though. Blimey, this is low.
I'm not very fast, Bob.
No, that's all right. Don't slip, Laura, because I'm filming it and I will laugh at you.
I don't want to sparrow, shut up.
Oh, I'm gonna have to bend me back. Blimey, it must have been small back in the day. Here's our vessel.
From that second to last bed there, position the motor at the back so he's most people on the back. I'll wait now.
I'll weigh it down, don't worry about that.
You're right here, yeah? Yeah, start filling up from that one there, face it this way.
I think this has got an hole in it, Laura. The small lead mine vein.
Yeah, so little Winster would be down there 16 hours a day, 7 days a week on his hands and knees in the freezing cold with a bucket around his neck, a pickaxe in one hand, a shovel in the other and a candle bit between his teeth. And this candle, because this mine didn't have much funding, this candle was not made of wax. It was made of a horrible substance called tallow. Now, tallow is a mixture of animal fats and fire ash. So similar to what you find in a McDonald's burger these days. I'm not sure if you can see behind me there, but there is actually another boat and it's heading towards us at about 50 miles an hour and it smashes into pieces. So does anyone have any ideas on how we're going to avoid that in this very narrow tunnel? Sink? I mean, I like the optimism.
Submarine.
So we're actually going to pull into a little lay-by. And this lay-by was built by the miners and named by the miners the halfway house. Does anyone want to take a wild guess at why they might have called it the halfway house?
It's halfway.
You would think that it is for the simple and plain fact that it is halfway down the tunnel. Well, that is actually not the case because we discovered the halfway house is actually a third of the way down the tunnel. So they actually named it after their favourite pub, the halfway house. They named it after their favourite pub because this is where they would come to drink. They'd be drinking all the time down here. Before, during and after their shifts, they'd often come to work drunk. The reason for this is not only because of the horrible environments down here, but because the doctor in the pub that they met told them the cure for lead poisoning was in fact beer. So they got very drunk every shift. Unfortunately, this didn't cure lead poisoning, believe it or not. But the doctor was actually the landlord of the pub, so he got quite rich. Bit of a biased opinion there. This is the lowest part of the tour, so come on, your head in there.
They're letting you do tours again. God.
Whoa. I think he's going to go around, you know.
No way. Back out.
Put your head, love.
Just back out again, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Hold on, guys, when you are ready. We're currently 200 metres below the surface. The miners stumbled into here and they thought they'd hit the jackpot. I mean, the amount of space compared to the tunnels was incredible for them. It meant they didn't have to be cramped in these tiny, dangerous environments. So they built up a platform, as you can see, this thing they were standing on, so they could mine around the walls. Well, they weren't having much luck. If you look up there, you'll see the jagged edges. These jagged edges are what remains of the walls after they would blow them up with explosives looking for lead. So originally, this cavern would have been a lot more compact, but they blew away the walls. The cavern is all natural, like I said. It was formed by two rivers that came from above your heads in there. They met in the middle, and the power of the water eroded away this big empty space in the rock. So we're kind of in a midpoint here, in between the 14 miles from the cave and the tunnel. Now the miners were digging around here looking for lead. They weren't finding any on this area, so they had no choice but to go up. If you look up here, you will see where the two walls meet, there is also a hole very uneven. The miners did this purposely so they could jump onto the wall and climb. Now the throat was not here originally, we put that in, so they had just been climbing it freehand with a pickaxe and a bucket. Eventually, obviously, it got too steep, so what they had to do was build themselves a ladder. They did this by getting out towards, sharpening the ends so it's like a stake, putting little holes into the rock and wedging it in as hard as they could. They then hope for the best, step up onto it, and if it held, then they put the next one in, so on and so forth, and eventually they had themselves a ladder. We've got ladder has been there for over 200 years now, and it's not fallen down.
Stalactite. Stalagmite. Yeah. Impromptu phone filming of
Laura? Here.
filming of the ducklings.
That was the mum, wasn't it?
Dad's just sitting there, oblivious
Lost
to the
him.
situation.
Fuck it, Teddy's on a bit. Football. Yeah, he's asleep, he is.
That dad's been busy. Got that many ducklings around here.
Oh, bad.
2 mums. I know, but he's over there relaxing.
What's this?
That's careful, don't go too close, she will tell you what.
I've dealt with a swan, I can deal with a duck.
He's having a go, look. Wake up!
I asked you to do one thing before I went out and you still haven't done it.
Right, innit? He was having a nice time till she turned up.
So it's the next day, and in our excitement we neglected to film an outro. So we're doing it now. What did you think of the Devil's Arse, and what did you think of Speedwell Cavern?
They're both really good. Good day out.
That's about as good as it gets, I'm afraid. No, they were both wicked. I preferred Speedwell because it was just a little bit more exciting, but they were both dead informative and, you know, definitely worthwhile doing. So
Yeah.
we showed you hopefully enough of the tours for you to think to yourselves you might want to go, but there's obviously a lot more that we didn't put in the video because we're putting the whole thing in there. But as I say, definitely recommend it. Great day out.
Great
And
scenery.
great scenery, yeah.
The village is nice as well, isn't it? It's like going back in. It's like going to, like, what's the place you compared it to?
I think compared to it, isn't it?
Oh, someone said it was like a, like Heartbeat kind of scenery and stuff.
Yeah.
Is it Heartbeat?
I know what you're saying. It's very,
picturesque.
yeah, it's nice. Definitely, definitely. It's quite. You could go out there and spend a couple of days out there. I think it's nice. Castleton, the place. But we didn't want to put too much in the video because it would have been like an hour long or something. But anyway, that's just about all we've got time for. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.